Hi and welcome back to the workshop. I'm just back from my daughter's helping unpack and install a new washing machine and fridge freezer. And whilst the washing machine was mainly packed in polystyrene and shrink wrapped in polythene, the fridge freezer came in a decent amount of good quality corrugated cardboard. Now I like to save it whenever I can because I do a fair bit of selling on eBay and it comes in useful as packaging. It's also pretty useful for covering up your workbench to protect the surface, maybe if you're doing some painting or some other, solvents or whatever. So as I say, I like to save it. But one of the things is when you're in a rush trying to unpack something, I've got my craft knife and I slice open the packaging, trying not to scratch the item inside, and so you end up with a load of odd shaped pieces. So when I get back home, what I like to do is just try and trim them off reasonably square so it makes it a bit easier to store them. Now you can trim it off with your craft knife or your Stanley knife, call it what you will, but I found it can tend to blunt your blade. So about a year ago I bought myself this rechargeable mini cutter, Ferrex branded, which is Aldi's own brand. I thought it might be worth a try, seeing what it was like cutting some cardboard. So in this short video I'm just going to give you a quick review of it, tell you what I think about it, whether it's any good or not, and get on with some trimming. Okay, let's take a quick look at it. So you've got the cutter itself, comes with a simple charger and plug, 3.6 volts, so it's not a hugely powerful thing. Obviously you've got the user manual with instructions and what have you. I think I paid $9.99, it's probably about a year ago. Not seen one very recently, but they do occasionally come back every now and again. You can get very similar things on Amazon, different brands, various prices from £15, £20, etc. And anyway, let's have a look at the device itself. So you've got basically a cutting wheel with sort of like a guide that forms the cutting surface there. Hopefully you can see that. A trigger which has a lock on it, and you have to press this little sideways switch to release the lever, and that will then turn the wheel. So if I do it that way, you probably see it. Press it in and it turns. Not complicated, fairly simple. I guess in use it's reasonably straightforward. I have found this little button here you need to press in can be a bit stiff sometimes, especially if you try and start pressing the lever before you press that. So just get into the habit of pressing that first before you press the trigger. And that's it really. I think it comes with a 3-year warranty, typical of Aldi's Ferrex stuff. I've got a hand router and various other items I've had from Aldi and generally been very pleased with them. Right, enough yakking on, let's cut some cardboard. So the aim isn't to produce a perfectly square or rectangular piece of cardboard. It's just to get it reasonably straight so that when you're trying to stack them together, it's easier and they don't fall over all the time. So in use, it's pretty good. Now I'm just about to cut a little bit of a doubled up section here. I seem to manage it all right. Now, one thing I'll typically do is I'll cut off the section that's got staples in, because if you're in a rush trying to get an eBay sale out the door, you don't want to be faffing around with that. So again, it's just a case of trimming the edge. It's not quite as straight as I would like, but it's good enough. And so as you can see, it's dead easy to use. Let's get that out of the way. Now, before I bore you all to death just cutting loads and loads of cardboard, I thought I'd try it on a couple of other materials. I don't tend to use it for anything else apart from cardboard, but just looking at the box, it says for use on a variety of flexible materials, for example, cardboard, fabric, carpet, plastic, and others, whatever others might be. So one thing I certainly do quite often is cutting up some rags for use in the workshop. This is only a thin cotton sheet and it's jammed straight away. I think I'd have to mark that as a fail. So this is like a flexible rubbery plastic material used for lining kitchen cabinet drawers. Let's give this a go. Let's get rid of the fluff. Oh, like butter. So much better. So that's a pass. Right, let me have a look around in the shop and I'll see if there's anything else we can try. Okay, so this is a sort of like a thinly quilted napkin. Let's see whether this is any better than the thin cotton. No. No. Goodness me. I think what happens is that thin material just gets jammed between the cutter and the I guess the blade or the fixed blade there, and it just all roughs up inside there and just jams. So I think anything apart from something that's got a little bit more rigidity like this rubber plastic material, I think is a no. But finally, let's try a bit of carpet. With which way might be the best way to cut it, but let's try this. Well, you can hear the motor struggling, but it's going through it. I won't get any awards for straight lines. That was really good. As I say, I mean, you're not going to use it to fit a carpet, but if you're just trying to cut up a rough piece to lay down somewhere, that's probably easier than using a sharp knife. And the other advantage is you don't have to be pressing on a surface. You can actually do it in fresh air, for want of a better word. Okay, let's tidy up and I'll give you my thoughts. Right, that's the Ferrex 3.6 volt mini cutter from Aldi. All in all, I think it's pretty good. One of the other advantages I haven't mentioned so far is it's probably a lot safer than trying to use a Stanley knife. With the blade being shrouded, it's protected, and really you'd have to put your finger right there to do any damage. So I think that's an advantage. It takes some of the strain out of cutting, so I think that's good. I haven't really got a feel for battery life. I tend to, do a few odd pieces of cardboard now and again when we get some packaging. I've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big sheets to do. So I'll carry on doing these when the video's finished, and I'll try and give you an idea of whether it was still going strong or whether the battery had started to run out. But it's fairly quick to charge up, so no problem there really. As I say, I think I paid about $9.99, but that's about a year ago, and it's just at the start of June 26 today. Okay, I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please do give me a like, click that thumbs up button, and also consider subscribing. It helps me get the video out to a lot more people, so thank you for that. Before you go, I've got one more tool I'm going to review, not in this video, but just give you a sneak preview. So keep watching. Now that I've got my pillar drill mounted on my mobile stand, and I've just sold my jointer, which I didn't need anymore, I've got space in my garage. And of course, what do you do when you've got space in your garage workshop? You buy a new tool. So this is the Shepak, what number is it? HBS261 bandsaw. I'm not going to try and lift it up on here because I'll probably give myself a hernia. But yeah, I'll be unboxing this and reviewing it in the next couple of weeks. Had it quite a while now because it's been waiting for me to get on with various projects. As I say, the mobile stand was almost a year in gestation. I'll link a video in the description, and there's probably something up above my head at the moment. But yeah, so if you're interested, please do subscribe. Click that notification bell icon, and when this gets released, you'll be able to take a look at it. So thanks again for watching, and hopefully I will see you on the next one. Cheers. Okay, well that's about 18 meters worth of double thickness corrugated cardboard, and it's still going strong. Pretty good.